Peace, family. What's going on? It's your brother, Bro Rob. I'm coming back to y'all. I had did a live stream with the good brother, 8920 89 TV, me and DS1 the other day. And so he was asking about the Great Pyramid of Giza. And I definitely wanted to go ahead and weigh in on it. I told him that I had a bill that I had been holding on to, and it's something that I share with my students that come to Black Studies after school. So what I'm gonna do this evening is basically just try to give y'all some facts and about the Great Pyramid of Giza, and also try to break down the wonderment of the building. Let me just start by saying out loud, that a lot of times people compare other pyramids of the world to the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is not fair, it's not right. The Great Pyramid of Giza, I believe that I'm going to show, is one of the greatest structures, architectural structures the world has ever seen. And what I'm gonna do is get right on into it because I don't want to be long, and I want to, just break it down for you to the best of my ability. And let me go ahead and start sharing my screen real quick. Uh, all right, we had that. Uh, Great Pyramid of Giza. So I plan on going to see the Great Pyramid of Giza real soon. Go, Brother Jabari, so that I can get some teaching while I'm there. Because I don't want to just go and look at it and be a tourist. I'm going to try to learn as much as I can. So right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the bill on the Great Pyramid of Giza. I told a young man that I was gonna do it, and so because I gave my word, I'm a man of my word. Integrity is important to me. Um, I told him I was gonna do it, so here I am. And you know, this picture that you see in front of you, this is a artist depiction. Um, and it would literally look like this according to the artist's eye, um, from the now, you know, from the now. So to the west of those pyramids, um, this is where the Valley of the Kings would be and all of that. But yeah, let me go ahead and go into the table of constant context. Contents, I'm gonna have the basics. I'm gonna show you the foundation. I'm gonna show you the chambers. I'm gonna show you how the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Giza Plateau is celestially aligned. I'm also going to show you some other architectural things that are not well known about the Great Pyramid of Giza in terms of it's being eight-sided, Khufu's boat in the back. I'm gonna also break it down by the numbers. I'm gonna also show you a technique that they use to build a Great Pyramid of Giza. For those who watch the History Channel, they always talking about how aliens built the pyramids. So I'm gonna show you how they use sacred geometry to build a pyramid. Then I'm gonna summarize it, and at the end, I'm gonna give you some pictures of the people who actually built it. So the basics: the Great Pyramid of Giza is located in northeastern Africa. That's where the Great Pyramid of Giza is built. It's not built anywhere else. Not in Iraq. It's not in Iran. It's not in the Middle East. It is in Africa. It's also referred to as the Great Pyramid is also referred to as Khufu's horizon. Khufu was the Sultan, also known as the Pharaoh Of that time, this was the third dynasty, and in the third dynasty, they did not put Madu Netta, they did not put hieroglyph of the pyramid. So this dynasty built it because they just wanted the structure to stand, and they wasn't trying to take any credit. Um, it was built around 2580 to 2560 BCE, before the Common Era. Seven still standing and still exists. Um, it was the tallest structure in the world for 3,800 years. It is also the most perfect structure ever built, blending architecture, physics, geometry, geosciences, symmetry, and spirituality. Um, all of those combine, make what they call sacred geometry. All right. And you can go and Google search that right now if you like. But sacred geometry. Um, I said the third dynasty. I was actually the fourth dynasty of ancient Egypt, also known as Kemet. Um, Khufu's name in the language that they spoke is called Cheops. All right, the Great Pyramid was built years. This is very important to understand. Some say years, some people say 16 years. I just went with the high number, um, 20 years, right? And then this gentleman all the way to the right, this is Himenu. He was the nephew of Khufu, and it is believed, it is not known for certain, it is believed that he is the architect of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Um, I also wanted to say, you see the little statuette of Khufu? Um, that is the only depiction that we have of Khufu. Um, um, for whatever reason, when they do digs, they seem to cannot find any great structures of Khufu. So just wanted to make that as a point of reference, right? So one more, we still on basics. The Great Pyramid of Giza is built with 2.3 million with an M pieces of limestone. So y'all can see the blocks there. Yes, y'all can see the blocks. The limestones were heterogeneous, meaning these blocks were of different shapes and sizes. You can on a prominent used by the chemical composition of the mortar has been discovered, but it cannot be duplicated. I repeat, it cannot, the mortar that they use cannot be duplicated. The Great Pyramid of Giza is aligned to true north. What is true north? The very center of the North Pole, the center of the earth. It is aligned to true north. The opening, the front, that line that's coming down the middle, right? And you see north, you see that's how much is by 0.5 of a degree to true north. They tried to do the same thing with the White House in Washington D.C. Uh, they are off by 3 point something. I can't remember exactly, but it's more than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Second point, right? The internal temperature of the Great Pyramid of Giza stays at a constant temperature of 67 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's in the middle of the desert. Let that sink in for a second. It stays, the internal temperature of the Great Pyramid of Giza stays at a constant temperature of 67 degrees. Now, Brother Rob, why is this significant? The average temperature of planet Earth is 67 degrees. I'm going to say it one more time. The average temperature of planet Earth is 67 degrees. The internal temperature of the Great Pyramid of Giza is 67 degrees. They built it into the pyramid. Scientific fact. The Great Pyramid of Giza is built at the geophysical center of the earth. The Great Pyramid of Giza is built at the geophysical center of the earth. Everybody see the map? If you took all of the land and you use the diagram that's in front of you, 30 degrees longitude, 30 degrees latitude, they built it at the geophysical center. So just to review real quick now, I told you, it's built to true north. The internal temperature is 67 degrees, which is the average temperature of the earth. And it is built in the geophysical center of the earth. Moving on. The foundation of the Great Pyramid of Giza. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6,000 hectares. The foundation of the Great Pyramid of Giza is 6 football fields, y'all. That's the foundation. That's the size of the foundation. 6 football fields. All right. Each block that makes up the foundation is about 2 tons. This is they dug 2 tons is the size of a car. You see them 4 people standing there? That's a foundational, that's just one foundational block. One. And you can see they standing on it and there's still room. It's the size, man, it's an SUV. Each block is an SUV. Now we getting into the chambers, right? The king's chamber. As you can see, if you look at the diagram I got on the left, right, you'll see it's not exactly centered. Y'all see that? And then it got 2 air shafts that leaves from the king's chamber. Y'all see that? One is directed at Orion's belt, and the other one, the other air shaft from the king's chamber is directed at Alpha Draco. Y'all see Alpha Draco up there? Y'all see the Orion's belt? Both of those. That's the king's chamber. It's not exactly centered. And those air shafts are directed at Orion's belt and Alpha Draco. Now, you see at the very top, Number 7, the roof. Those four slabs at the top, where of a the entire king's chamber is finished in pink granite. Them two slabs at the top, 80 to 100 tons, together, 250,000 tons. The king's chamber was also made with exactly 100 pink granite stones. This is very important. Very important, right? And you can see they built it into, or built the pyramid around the king's chamber. This is inside of the Great Pyramid of Giza, right? And we see Orion's belt, we see Alpha Draco. Right. Now, I had said that it was a little off, right? The coordinates, the coordinates of the king's chamber. When you take all of those numbers and you add them up and you put them together, it equals the speed of light. Y'all see that? The speed of light. When you take the coordinates of the king's chamber, that's a little bit off center, right? It's the same as the speed of light. It might be a coincidence, but the numbers are the exact same. All right, the exact same. It's a little pink. Is well, I shouldn't say a little pink. It's a pink sarcophagus that they believe is a sarcophagus, also inside of the king's chamber. Right, but the coordinates, longitude, latitude. If you take those numbers and you spread them out just like this, longitude first, latitude second, it's the exact same as the speed of light, 299,792,458 meters per second. There go the coordinates right there for the king's chamber. Y'all can look at the numbers yourself, and you can see they are the exact same, identical. North and east, longitude and latitude. Chamber, or also referred to as actually in the center. And that's what I tried to show in the diagram on the right. The Queen's Chamber, there are two air shafts that point to Sirius and Shahab, right? Sirius, the it wasn't discovered until 1718. So we had to know that Sirius was there. All right, we had to know. So there go to one air chamber that points to Shab. There go the other one that points to Sirius from the Queen's chamber, and it's built in the direct middle. In the direct middle, with all science and math, that you would consider when you say the middle. That's exactly where it's built. And then as you talk while you inside of the Queen's chamber, and that's why it's called a resonance chamber, it gives off a certain frequency. So moving on. The lowest chamber, and the shaft is exactly 300 feet long, and it's 3 feet wide, and it descends at the exact same angle, which is 26 degrees to an unfinished chamber. They say that they made that chamber for grave robbers and things of that nature, right? And you can see where they forced their entry uh, uh, at the Great Pyramid of Giza, at the foot of the Great Pyramid of Giza. That little dotted line show you that they found the descending passage, and then they found the ascending passage into what is referred to as the Grand Gallery, right? Led them over to the Queen's Chamber. They kept on going, got to the King's Chamber, and found out those was the only two structures inside. Now, this is very important. The entrance, the entrance into the Great Pyramid of Giza, and that's why they had to force their way in. It was so perfectly fitted that it couldn't be found. That's why they used dynamite to get their way in. That's why they blew their way into the Great Pyramid of Giza, because the front, like I said, the stones were fitted so perfectly that you couldn't tell that that was a door. All right. One more time to go the lower chamber. Now, I want to talk about celestial alignment. It's built in alignment with Orion's belt. In the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that those stars fit right on the top of those pyramids, right? Yeah, everybody know the Lord's Prayer, right? Right. And it's inside, it's written all over in ancient Kemet. So above, so below. Right? The Lord's Prayer. How it go? Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. It is celestially aligned. It is also celestially aligned with Mercury, Venus, and Saturn. Now, Venus, as you can see, is a little bit off, but that only happens every 2,737 years. One more time, that only happens every 2,737 years. The Great Pyramid is celestially aligned. So I could keep going. I mean, but what I wanna say is to try to compare another structure on Earth to the Great Pyramid of Giza, it pales in comparison, right? It's also an eight-sided pyramid as well. Now, you can only see this phenomenon at the spring and autumn equinoxes. You see in the top left-hand corner, you see the split down the middle, the little shadow. It's so slight that you won't see it. Now this is a top view, and you can see it from directly over the top, but you only see that split where you see the shadow in the spring and in the autumn, and it was accidentally discovered. They were doing some digs in the 1920s, and you know, as the story go, the guy was flying past in the airplane and seen it and took the picture, and that's how we got it right there. Also, Khufu's boat. It was a celestial boat, and their belief system says that when they die, that they really don't die. They just really transform. All energy takes a new form, you know. And so, you know, this is why those air shafts point to Orion's belt and to Shab, and you know, and this is why, because Khufu was on his celestial trip, and he needed a boat. The boat was found in 1,200 pieces. When fully assembled, the boat was 140 feet long. It is also called the New Ankh, right? And you can see where the boat was found. Let me get my little graphics together. This is where the boats was found. They found all 1,200 of the pieces, right? And it's also called the New Ankh. You know, uh, Ankh is very very close to art. You know, but this is the real boat right here. All right, and so now we looking at the numbers, right? I'm gonna let you take this in for a second because I'm gonna really blow your mind with these numbers when I go to the next slide. But you can see how painfully precise they were. You can see how painfully precise they were. Just let you take that in. Take a real good look now. A real good look. Precision. Precision. And this is all in meters. Painfully precise. There is no comparison. So after tonight, no one should be comparing any structure in the world to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Nobody should be doing that. There's not another structure, architectural structure in the world that can compare to the Great Giza. Now, this is where sacred geometry comes in, phi and pi, right? So as you can see, I got some numbers for you to take a look at. Um, First off, let's talk about the golden ratio. The golden ratio happens in nature, right? And so you can see how that sort of look like a seashell uh, at the bottom right there. You know what I'm saying? Um, that is what you aesthetically believe to be beautiful when you look at it, if it falls within the golden ratio, right? And the golden ratio, and this is based on if the cap was on the Great Pyramid of Giza. Of course, it's been removed now. You'll see it. This is an ancient Egyptian ruler and protractor right there in the middle. Big up to my big bro Reggie, art in New York when I went up there to visit Harlem this summer and got to see it for myself. Those were the measurements that they used. Now, the the line, especially for people who don't really follow math that much, right? But if you were to take the half perimeter, right? So the half perimeter, you see where you see where that has number two right there, right? And then let's say, for instance, you put another two on the other side, right? That would be the half perimeter because you can't see the other back part. Those two sides would be what you would see if you was to walk up on the Great Pyramid of Giza. If you divide that by the height, you get pi. So the part that's seen divided by the height of the Great Pyramid is going to give you pi. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second, right? The height of the pyramid divided by its half perimeter gives you pi. The half perimeter divided by the total 5. So what is total height, right? Total height would be from the bottom of the pyramid, right? You see where it got the so I'm in the corner where you see where the number 1 at, right? So if you head to the front, but the base to the point, you take all 4 sides. I mean, well, 2 sides, which is the half perimeters, right? By the total height, which all 4 of those, right? 4 lines, you take those and you divide that by the total heights, you're gonna get 5. They didn't have to do all of this. They just showing you that man, they did a lot of thinking and they did a lot of math, and spirituality is built into the pyramid, right? Here it is. If you take the total perimeter of the base, right? So you see where that number 2 at, right? So you take that 2, so it'd be four twos, right? If you count it in cubits, right? Which is the unit of measurement that they made. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where the 2 at, right? You see where the 2 at? You take all 4 sides. It equals a solar year in cubits. Other actual structure that can compare to the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's just, man, we need to stop that. You know, sometimes people will compare mound builders to the pyramids in Egypt, and they talking about the Great Pyramid. No, no, no comparison. There is not a comparison on planet Earth to the Great Pyramid of Giza. If you take the total surfaces of the 4 sides and you divide by the surface of the base, it equals 5. So this is what I'm saying. You see where the number 1 at, and you see what 5 at, right? That's the total surface. 5 and where the number 1 at. If you take those 2 triangles and you apply that to all 4 sides, and then you take the base, which is the bottom, if you was to flip the pyramid over and take that and take the base. If you divide that into the 4 sides, you get 5. Now I showed you how you got 5 with the total heights divided by the half perimeter. So not only did they do the half perimeter, they also did the 4 total sides divided by the base and still got the same number. Come on. There's no comparison. There's no comparison. All right. Now, for people who sometimes downplay the science and the technology and math that comes out of ancient Kemet. Oh man, all we do is talk about Kemet. By the ancient Egyptians in 1650 BC. That's almost 4,000 years ago, y'all. It answers questions. It got a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So all of that is found on the Rhind papyrus. And here go the proof. Show me the proof. Here go the proof. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to make things up. You know what I'm saying? There it is right there. It's called a Rhind papyrus. I believe it's in the Louvre Museum, but don't hold me to that. But that's why I believe the Rhind Papyrus is right now, the Louvre Museum of France. All right, so how did they build the pyramids? Right, this is for that History Channel, and the aliens had to help build the pyramids. Right, this is how they did it. Okay, this is how they did it. All right, it is right. You start with a circle and go another circle. Now, you see where the two circles meet at the area in there? If you turn them circles sideways and put a little fish tail on it, you know what I'm saying? That's where having a little bumper stickers, and, the fish. This is where that fish concept comes from. It's called the Vexes Pisces. All right. It sort of looks like an area inside of there. It's called the Vexes Pisces, right? And so now, if you following what I'm saying, you should have three Vexes Pisces. It should be three of them. If you see what I'm saying, right? Three. Three represents unity. It represents understanding, right? Like I told y'all, spirituality is built into the pyramid. I see what you're saying, Brother Rob. I hope so, right? Then you're going to add two more circles. Y'all see the big Vexes Pisces in the middle, right? You should do this with your kids, going by a big old compass. And then you can teach them how to build pyramids. Brother Rob showed me how to build pyramids. I sure did. Right? You gonna now my computer couldn't even be as precise as I needed to be, but the original Vexes Pisces plus the last Vexes Pisces, that's where your center line should be, right? This is where your baseline is, where the three Vexes Pisces I was talking about, plus that center line that you got from there, you would have your cross right there. So do you know that that's your center, right? That is how they came to be. This is how they came to be. That's how they built the Great Pyramid of Giza. No aliens needed. Very simple math. This structure, right? Let me go back, right? Prove it, Brother Rob. Proven. There we go, right there. Proven, right? I showed you how they did it. There we go, right there. Literal. That's not something, this is not a Camry trick. This is not something Brother Rob making up. That is not what I'm doing. I'm literally showing you. This is how they built the Great Pyramid of Giza. Super simple but profound nonetheless. Everybody see it, right? That's how they got there, y'all. That's how they got there, right there. So, in summary, right? I just want to review everything that I shared with you to prove to you that this is the greatest architectural structure the world has ever seen. I told y'all I wasn't gonna be long, and I'm not, you know. So here it is. In order to build a Great Pyramid of Giza, They cleared 6 football fields. They used 2.3 million pieces of limestone. Each piece weighed at least 2 tons. 2 tons, and they used 2.3 million pieces. On top of that, it had a flat, shiny casing over the top of it. Now they took that stone, and that's where you got all your mosque and all of that kind of stuff. They took the stone off the Great Pyramid of Giza. That's how they built those mosques when when the Muslims took over in Africa, right? Next point. They used 180 tons of granite. That granite was quarried and transported from 500 miles away. That pink granite I was telling you about, they brung it from 500 miles away. 500 miles. They built 3 chambers on the inside. Not only that, not only that, it's pointed to true north. Not only that, they made it earthquake proof by making it 8-sided so it can't collapse in on itself. And they got some I-beam joist host in the corners. I ain't even put that in the bill, but they got some. They call joint host, and they in the corner. They look like little I-beams. They made it earthquake proof. They aligned it celestially. I showed you. They aligned it celestially to Orion's belt, into Mars, uh, Venus, and Mercury. And the last pyramid, everybody know it's the red pyramid. That's where Mercury at. They put it in the geophysical center of the earth. It was the tallest building in the world for 3,800 years. And it is the only surviving original one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's the only one that survived out off of the original list. They built it within 20 years. They had the audacity to build a perfect structure within a 20-year period. And this is what they used to do it. These are the tools. Well, this is what they found, but those are the tools right there. And they did it with that. Not only that, the internal temperature of the Great Pyramid of Giza is 67 degrees at all times. There's not another structure on planet Earth that can mimic it, right? Who built it? Who built it? These are the people who built it. Look, this is where they found these in the homes of the people that live right around the Great Pyramid of Giza. These are the people who built it. You can see the squares. You can see them processing the stone. You can see them cutting it. You see it. That they told their own story. That ain't Brother Rob telling the story. That's them telling their story in stone. Over 4,000 years ago. So, that's the end of the presentation. Here, let me stop sharing my screen. Uh, I appreciate everybody that I wasn't sharing the screen. Oh my God. I thought I was sharing it. Hey, let me go over here to the. Oh my goodness. Don't tell me that I wasn't sharing the screen, y'all. Oh my God. But let me see. Where am I at? I gotta mute myself. Hey, look, man, did y'all see any of that? I'm looking in the chat right now. Is the chat open? Is the chat open? I'm over here looking at did y'all see any of the was I sharing the screen? I wanted to Annette B said yes, yes, I was sharing the screen. All right, good. So I hope that what I just showed you blew you away when I did my research on the Great Pyramid of Giza. And one more time, there is no comparison to this structure. There is no comparison to the Great Pyramid of Giza. You know what I'm saying? And I did it for my man's 89 TV. He had I was on a bill with him the other day, and I just wanted to make sure that I kept my word because the young man seemed like he's sincere and wanting to know more. And so because I told him I had the knowledge and I had to build on it, that I was gonna drop it. So there it is. Oh man, peace, new Eric Kane. Man, yeah. So I just want to give a shout out to oh man, Sarah, man, you came through, man. Peace, God. How you doing tonight? And Annette B again, man. Happy birthday to you. Happy traveling around the sun day to you, man. And let me see who else fell through. Go to the top up here. Oh, all right, all right. Peace to my good brother DS1. Peace to uh my good brother JT, the underrated darkness. You know what I'm saying? Let me see who else fell through. Look, man, they just had the ancient Egyptians or ancient Cometics. They just had the first example of high culture. If we don't learn anything else from them, we need to know that. How did they get taken over so easily, Brother Rob? Civilized people, why would they need a standing army? Why would they need a standing army? They civilized people. Who they fighting? Who are they fighting? You got to think. You got civilized people, they would have no need. They lived under and it's a deity. Her name was Ma'at. They lived under Ma'at. They didn't go to church on Sunday. They just lived Ma'at. They just lived Ma'at. And so you know, that's why they was able to be taken over so easily. And people sometimes um overlook the greatness of our people. This is very important. But I don't want this to be long because I want people to come in and take a look at the information. So I appreciate everybody that came through tonight. I'm gonna wrap it up. Brother 89 TV, I hope that you enjoyed the information. And everybody else, I hope y'all enjoyed the information. And I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. If y'all want to continue to build, I can jump back on. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, man. So I appreciate one more time y'all coming through. I hope I did a good job. I hope everybody learned something. Um, and with that being said, man, until next time, y'all, I'll holler at y'all, family. Y'all have a good night.